Welcome to the She Births Show, a place to inspire your birth, evolve your parenting, and help you live a life you love. I'm Nadine Richardson, your host and creator of the scientifically verified birth education program, She Births. I'm also a mother, yoga teacher, doula, author, and speaker. At She Births, we have supported thousands of families around the world for over 13 years with our unique program, and our vision is to make birth better for every family around the world so that everyone experiences a beautiful birth no matter what unfolds. Not only do we help people have beautiful births, but we also give them the skills and the philosophy to enjoy pregnancy and make parenting easier. As well as our world-class birth ed, taken either face-to-face or online in our app, we also have a free pregnancy guide designed to help you feel calm, connected, and inspired as you and your baby grow. We have a doula matching service, the perfect way to ensure you and your partner are completely supported throughout the whole journey. And we have our Soul Mama Circles, which are the perfect postpartum network to help optimize your mindset and design your life in parenthood. Remember, if you like what you hear today, subscribe, share with a friend, and leave us a review. If you're a parent, about to be one, fellow health professional, join us now for an inspirational deep dive into topics with experts around the globe. We hope you enjoy this special episode. Hello and welcome. Today I have a wonderful friend and meditation teacher, Mathieu Carlot, here to help us answer all your questions about meditation. Matt is a Vedic meditation teacher based in Byron Bay. He has a background in the creative industries and originally came to Vedic meditation as a way to live his fullest creative potential. Vedic meditation takes only 20 minutes and easily integrates into a busy modern day and is now practiced by millions of people around the world. As a mentee of spiritual teacher Thom Knoles for over 10 years, he's now passionate about sharing this ancient practice to enhance our modern lifestyles. When he's not teaching or creating, you'll find him on his surfboard or out in nature, two places of constant inspiration. And you'll soon find him changing nappies too, as a papa. In our chat today, we discuss how meditation can help us birth and parent. The types of meditations that exist, including contemplative, concentrative, and mantra-based. The mechanics of Vedic technique and how it's unique. The effects of stress and the power of experiencing deep rest. What dharma and karma mean and how to guide your kids so they can thrive. The meaning and importance of honouring Jai Gurudev. The similarities between transcendence in labour and in meditation. How meditation increases our adaptability under pressure, elevates creative problem solving, and breaks repetitive thought patterns so we can get back to flowing and being fully present. I hope you enjoy. Mathieu, welcome to the She Births Show. I'm so excited that you're here and you've set up all these cameras and we're capturing some footage and some audio and we've got our tea and the sausage dogs have been fed and finally we can talk about meditation. Mm-hmm. Are you excited to be here?
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. It's an honor to be with you and we'll try to speak as highly as possible.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to be here. Thank you, Nads.
My pleasure. Yes, feel free to call me Nads. Most people might not know that is my name in common culture.
Also, you're one of my besties, so you know.
I know.
It's hard for me to call you just Nadine.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want.
But it sounds so good with the French accent.
Yeah, Nadine.
Yeah, I love it. Well, let's jump in because we've got a short amount of time, and I really wanted you to come on the show to help explain meditation, because obviously I touch on it in She Births and I share it with all of my friends, all of my clients, anyone who engages with me. I'll always say that I have been able to achieve what I have in the last 15 years. It's our 15th year this month, July, birthday of She Births. And I learnt Vedic meditation after I taught the first She Births couple. So it's really easy anniversary for me. And there's just no way that I would have got to this place with as much grace, with as much joy, with as much sleep, without this sustenance that I gather from meditation. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to explain, particularly for people who are listening, what is the difference between meditation and visualization? Obviously, there's visualizations in our birth preparation work. What are the different types of meditation? And then hopefully we can get into some really juicy content around, a Vedic perspective on parenting, on living. But let's start with some basics. What is meditation? Can you explain it to us?
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I'm a teacher of Vedic meditation, and I was trained by Thom Knoles. The specificity of, so like you said, there's different types of meditation. There's contemplative meditation, concentrative meditation, and there is the one that I teach, which is a mantra-based technique. So that's what makes the difference between my practice, the practice that I teach, and all the other ones, is that there's no competition in meditation. All meditations are good, but you've got to see it as, in order for us to experience stages of restfulness, we need to use tools, right? So the same way we can dig holes with a little shovel, we can use like a big crane and all of that. The result is the same, but we're just using different tools, right? And in Vedic meditation, that the tool that we use is the mantra. So the mantra comes from the Sanskrit manas, that means mind, and tra, that means vehicle. So it's a vehicle for the mind. I know that when I pronounce vehicle in English, sometimes people don't understand. It's like a car,
transport.
It's a transport.
Transportation of the mind.
It's a transportation, yeah.
Firstly, I love how you said there's no competition in meditation. There's just different, types, but they have different effects. And you mentioned this word restfulness. Most people don't associate meditation with restfulness. Most people will be thinking that meditation is really hard. They will have tried it probably on their own, I've got to meditate. I really want to meditate, and they might spend 5 minutes in the morning just sitting still, eyes closed. And let's explain, what are they actually trying to do? A lot of people are trying to stop their thoughts or trying to focus on their breath. Yeah. What is that?
So basically meditation can't be hard. Why?
Aha, that's interesting.
Yeah, it can't be hard because this is our nature. Mm-hmm. It's like someone who has legs and who would say walking is difficult. Well, if you have legs, you can technically walk. If you can think, you can meditate.
Oh, I love that. Wait.
Yeah.
So if you can think, you can meditate. Why?
Because the process of thinking is the most effortless practice.
True.
When you think, you don't control it. Even if it's any kind of thoughts, we don't really care. There's an effortlessness behind that. And that effortlessness is what we cultivate in meditation.
In Vedic meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, I will talk about Vedic meditation because my profession is Vedic meditation.
Yeah.
Is a Vedic meditation teacher. So if you can think, you can meditate, right? But also restfulness is our birthright. We are not born to be excited or, hyperactive. We are also born to be restful.
Yeah.
And we experience that, in some stage of consciousness, like sleeping state of consciousness, dreaming state of consciousness. Even when we're awake, there's moments where we are restful. Like,
True.
Let's say, when we're laying on a couch and chilling out, watching, reading a book or something like that. There's a restfulness in the activity, right? So it's not complicated. What is complicated is the way people have been, the way people perceive the act of meditation, because there's a lack of education still now, even though it's very popular. People really don't understand what is meditation. So they get into a practice with an expectation that is driven by a lack of education. Mm-hmm. So they think that when you get into meditation, everything needs to be silent. They want to silence everything. And it needs to happen quickly, because that's the society that we live in, right? So once you do a course with me or with one of my colleagues, you'll understand that thinking is part of the process of meditation. And it's actually a celebration, because when you do a course with me, I'll explain to you that thinking is part of the mechanics of the practice. And in the way you use your mantra and all of that, there's a purification process happening. And in order for you to go from dark to light, there's shades of grays. And you can't bypass those shades of gray. In order for you to experience white, and you're starting from dark, you've got to experience dark gray to lighter gray to white. Mm-hmm. And that's what everything.
It's a purification process.
Yeah, but that's also how the laws of nature are around us. Everything that we do has a process. And in order for us to fully live in peace, we've got to accept any process in life. If you want to go from Sydney to Byron Bay, there's going to be a journey. You can't expect to go from one place to another by the click of your finger, unless you can teleport yourself. But as far as I'm concerned, as I know at the moment, it's not possible, So everything in life is a process, and meditation is a process too. The practice of meditation is a process.
Yeah, so that so in our practice, the 20 minutes in the morning and the 20 minutes in the evening, before dinner, it's a process absolutely in itself in that 20 minutes, but it's also a process over years as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a process. It's a process of letting go. That's what we train ourselves in meditation.
Yeah.
It's the art of letting go in some ways.
I just love that so much. And, that's like birth. Birth
exactly.
is a process of letting go, and then letting go some more, and surrendering and yielding and letting go and peeling back another layer. And this is life. And this is what many spiritual masters have spoken of through their practices. It hasn't been about gaining anything. It's been about learning this art of letting go. Mm-hmm. And I do often think of the metaphor and the natural law that exists in a child, in a baby. I don't know if you've ever seen on Instagram where people who are in gyms, fit parents with newborns, 2-month-old babies, will put their children on a monkey bar, and the child will hold on.
Yeah.
And they can hold their weight. And we call that's the grasping reflex. It's the clenching and the closing down and the holding of a hand. And it takes months for a child to be able to actually consciously open their fingers and let go. So if they grab your finger, they don't really let go consciously. They're going to hold on to that. The grasping is there before the opening and the letting go. And I think that's a survival strategy. But I think maybe in our world, in our culture, in our society, we've learnt, and we're living in this place where we want it fast, like you say, but we're also conditioned to grab and to hold and to chase. And I do love my Vedic meditation practice. I think it's making changes that I don't even realize in helping me just be softer and more in flow and have more synchronicity, more magic. Mm-hmm. That's what seems to happen from the practice.
Yeah. Well, I think, we all have a conditioning.
Yeah.
Since the day we were born, like you said, our mom trains us to sleep. Right? So there's a conditioning that starts straight away for us to be guided, of course. And but also there's the society and, school, for example. We start at school, like school shapes us.
Yeah. And
then when we finish school, we go to university, and then we have friends and we have all those activity that shapes us as adults. And at some point, what I observe with the people that I teach is that they come to a point in their life where they've been shaped, but they don't know if they've been shaped by themselves or by the society. And they come to a conclusion where they're like, I don't really know who I am. And the beauty about the practice is that it allows you to melt all this conditioning that is, surrounding you. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but it's conditioning, that is there, you know. And when you meditate and when you use Vedic meditation, you transcend and what we could call that we melt all this conditioning, but also all this idea of us just being an individual. And we experience what we called, the unified field in the scientific term.
Yeah.
And when we experience that, there's a sense of freedom that happens, but also a sense of understanding of who you really are. And by experiencing that, when you come out of those experiences, it's like a bowl of fresh air. You go like, it just feels good because you had a real, the most authentic experience of you. There can't be any more authentic experience than the experience of the unbounded ocean.
Yeah.
And when you come out of that, it's super empowering because it didn't came from a podcast or it didn't came from, a book. It came from you. It's a gift that you gave to yourself. And I always say to people who wants to learn meditation that if they want to give themselves a gift, meditation is one of the best because there is no better journey than the internal journey. You can go in Alaska, you can go to Bali, you can go anywhere in the world. You'll have a great time, but this doesn't last. But the sensation of pure freedom within and happiness never stops if you keep meditating. It's limitless and it doesn't fade. And also you've got access to it everywhere you go all the time.
For sure.
You don't need to book something online to feel it. You just sit anywhere you want, close your eyes and meditate.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is.
And now for a quick break. At She Births, we believe that pregnancy, birth and matrescence, the sacred postpartum, is an awesome rite of passage. Our free holistic pregnancy guide offers you 6 months of weekly support. Drop straight into your inbox or within our free She Births app, you can get content that will nourish your body, mind and soul. You can enjoy prenatal yoga videos, great recipes, birth affirmations, course discounts and more. From me and my team, the creator of the world's only scientifically verified antenatal classes, it is our gift to you. Sign up today and receive the free holistic pregnancy guide at shebirths.com/PG. That's shebirths.com/PG.
Some of the best meditations, and you'll hear it in the community, will be, sitting on a bench in the city or on the train, or pulling the car over and just giving the nervous system that 20 minutes. And I think our knowledge of the nervous system and the imprints on the nervous system is really expanding, the knowledge of that in our culture right now, particularly around trauma and stresses. And I talk in She Births about how important it is to de-excite the nervous system in whatever way that you can, because labour will call you into that. There'll be moments where you come out and then you'll go back and come out and go back. That's the way it rolls with labour. It's like a dynamic meditation, in and out, in and out.
It's actually what's happening when we meditate.
Yeah, right.
We come out, we come back in, we come back out, we come back in. It's not like just a static thing. It's like when I first learned meditation, I thought that it was going to be the most boring thing in the world, But actually it's like, and I'm sure you can confirm, it's like, it's a journey. It's like super entertaining.
It is true, actually.
It's not so just true. Like, it's like, wow. It's like, it's a journey,
Yeah.
But
the inner world
it's hard to explain,
Yeah, the inner world is experiencing itself and then going beyond itself and beyond conditioning. But what happens to the nervous system? Because I think it's just really important to preface this conversation of the nervous system. Like, the nervous system has been the same for tens of thousands of years within our body systems as these mammals, these humans, but the world we live in has changed dramatically. And so we get these stress imprints. Why do we need to let go of stress imprints? How does meditation do that for the nervous system?
Well, there's two stress. There's the good stress and the bad stress.
Oh, okay.
Right? Not all stress is bad.
Okay.
What we're looking for in stress is the stress that dissipates straight away. So if today we're going to go skydiving, you're going to have a lot of stress in your nervous system.
I would hate that.
You'll scream.
You'd have to pay me $10 million to jump out of a plane. Yeah.
But as soon as you will land, the stress chemicals will disappear. Hopefully.
Take me a little while.
It will probably take you a few hours.
I just want to tell everyone I tried trapeze because I thought every year one should try something. And I literally just got off the trapeze and burst into tears.
Yeah.
It was a total freak out for my nervous system. But the stress did dissipate within about half an hour.
Maybe it's not the best example.
No, it's good.
But
it's good.
The idea is that, we experience stress on a daily basis. That is, some of it is a good stress. And some other stress are not good, and the not good stress is the stress that stays within the nervous system. And this can be passed on from generation to generation. Generational trauma, we could call that. Because I'm not the specialist of birth here, but from what I understand is when the mother gives birth, she also passes on her traumas.
Yeah.
To the baby.
Yeah.
But the beauty about that is that meditation is specifically designed, especially Vedic meditation, to purify the nervous system. Because the thing is that we've got to think of things like, first of all, meditation is not a magical thing. Everybody wants to make it so hype and what I did meditation. Wow. Well, actually, it's like going to the gymnastic, to the gym.
Yeah.
It's a gymnastic for the mind. But what it does, it allows you to purify your nervous system. And the way it works is very simple. We are containers like this glass. And everything we experience is a source of information at the end of the day. It's like a liquid of information. everything we experience comes into this little
Cup. Yeah.
cup, right? So let's say you do something, bit of stress, you add a bit of stress. You do another bit of stress, and the level increases, right? As we keep evolving on a daily basis. What happens is that we'll sleep a little bit, so we'll release a bit of stress while we're sleeping. We'll dream a little bit. Maybe we feel like, we're chased by a monster while we're sleeping, so we're increasing a bit of stress, or maybe we're releasing a little bit.
Yep.
So we know how to release stress naturally.
Yeah.
But the thing is that my belief is that the environment that we live in is not ideal.
Yeah.
Because we live in a very stressful society, and the reason why I say that is that people keep the level in which people consume antidepressants is increasing.
Yeah.
Right. So
mental health crisis.
Mental health is just
expanding
booming
even more.
There's more and more podcasts on trauma, on how to solve your trauma, take magic mushrooms, take this, do that, go on, I don't know what.
Yeah.
So it means something. It means that people are stressed.
Yeah.
Right. And it means that the society that we live in is not working.
Yeah.
Because if it was, we would be all happy and we wouldn't need to take some antidepressants, or we wouldn't go to a psychotic episode or things like that.
Yeah.
So it's increasing.
Yeah.
So the stress level is increasing, but we are not allowed. We can't release as much as we should.
Yeah.
Why? Because if we were, no one would get into that level of depression.
Yeah.
Then there's conditions, and that's a different, depression is a different story. But, what I'm saying is that I know a lot of people who had, nervous breakdown and things like that. And this is the result of an accumulation of information.
Yeah, that compounding of stress.
That you just accumulate. And so what we try to do, what we do in meditation is that, first of all, we release the stress.
Yeah.
And it happens naturally through the process of meditation. And it's when you are allowing yourself to create space, we call that adaptable energy in your practice, that you can fully grasp your, what we would say, our dharma, or, that's how you can fully be in line with the laws of nature. Because stress doesn't allow you to be in line with the laws of nature. People out there who are destroying the planet, who are doing wars, or, fighting with each other, they're not doing it because they love it. They're doing it because they're afraid. They're driven by fear. And this fear is driven by stress chemicals.
Interesting. So let's just pause on that. So fear is driven by stress chemicals, and those stress chemicals, as we've already mentioned, could be intergenerational trauma, could be accumulation of conditioning from childhood, and then the water that we swim in, our culture, which is about individualism and, making greed and competition really the normal, is also creating a huge amount of drivers, which then creates even more stress. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I just needed to clarify that.
Yeah. We're talking in a very gross level, we can go in depth in every subject that I say, but in a nutshell, in a very simple drawing, this is my vision.
Yeah. So then each day when we sit, there's this stress release coming off the nervous system. And do you guys call them imprints, or what is it that we're talking about, these stress chemicals? Have they measured that?
Well, I don't know if it's been measured, but what is for sure, and I'm talking from experience, so I can talk about my experience of why I'm vegetarian, for example, or why I don't eat red meat. Because the thing is that I didn't stop eating meat because someone told me you should stop eating meat. But as I was diving into my practice and really experiencing the subtlety of my surroundings, when I was putting meat into my mouth, there was a level in which I could really experience the fear chemicals within the flesh. So if we take, and I'm not trying to promote
I know.
veganism or vegetarian or whatever. I'm just talking about my experience, okay? And I think everything in life should be driven by experience, not because of fashion.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was feeling the fear chemicals of the flesh that I was eating. And at some point, my nervous system couldn't ignore it anymore. So to get back into that idea of whether it's measured or not, I've measured it by myself that, because that was my conclusion. It's like, well, this cow experienced a lot of fear before being killed. And these fear chemicals is still recorded in the flesh that I'm eating, right? So what it means is, I mean, we're not different than a cow or than any other animals out there. We know they have emotions. I mean, I'm sure your sausage nuts,
sentient beings,
you know, like
for sure.
when you're not here, they're like, where's my mommy? You know, like, you know, they freak out.
Yeah.
So every experience that we have is recorded into, you know, not only our brain, but also in our heart. I mean, we talk about heartbreaks. It's true.
Yeah.
Our heart is broken when we've got a heartbreak.
Yeah.
But everywhere in our body, we have information that is stored.
Yeah.
And when we meditate, there's a beautiful thing that is happening, is that when you experience transcendence, pure relaxation, what's going to happen is that your entire body is going to melt. But, you know, you'll feel like your shoulders like relaxing, your neck relaxing and all of that. But it goes right into the cellular level. And those informations that are just like, because what's happening is like, you know, when you're stressed, you hold on
tightening.
to things.
Yeah.
What happens is that those cellular memory, they start opening up. And those who are not relevant for your evolution, when you really dive deep into a deep stage of relaxation, they just can't stop from bursting. And when they burst, they release a source of information. And that source of information is replaced by the experience that you have when you meditate, which is, you know, bliss.
It's bliss, yeah, that's
bliss,
right.
which is full inner contentment, deep inner contentment.
Yeah.
And so that's the mechanics of the practice, is that, you know, we just, you know, recycle and we wash, you know, the nervous system. You know, it's a big cleaning.
Yeah.
And once we keep cleaning this whole nervous system, we offer us the gift of, like, you know, fully experiencing our deep self.
So in experiencing our deep selves, we have more stability and we have more adaptability as well. But you also mentioned before, then we can, I don't remember words, but, you know, follow our true path in life.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, the thing is that,
and how is
we
that?
are not born here randomly. Nothing is random. In the Vedic worldview, you know, everything is perfect. Everything happens because it needs to happen. You're not born because you were suddenly lucky to have some sperm, like, creating, you know, this beautiful human being. You know, it just happened because you were supposed to be there. You know, like the Vedic worldview says that the jiva is that powerful that it can just create two individuals to meet in order to create a human, right?
And I think all of us who are parents, and you're going to be a parent soon.
Yes.
So exciting. All of us who are parents, like, know that pull, you know, to have a child with that person is
it's
so
not to our
profound.
control. Like,
no, it's
you
not.
know, I hear a lot of people, you know, like, they're like, oh, I'm not ready to have kids, or let's wait until our financial situation. The thing is that it will happen when it's going to happen, because that soul, that jiva, is so powerful that, you
The
might
jiva is the soul of the child? Or?
Yeah, the jiva is like, we could compare it to the soul.
Yeah.
And it's so powerful that it will make you meet someone and have a physical relationship, or maybe not. Maybe it's doing it in a different way, but it will make you create
that
itself.
Yeah. That's right.
And you won't have to decide, really. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, it's just going to happen. So then that's the soul of the child coming through in its force. But then what about us finding our true path in life?
So, like I said, nothing is random.
Yeah.
Everything that happens is for the evolution for evolution. Right?
For evolution. I just love that. I also love, I've done lots of courses with you, and pausing for a moment, just an aside, I had a point where I was like, how do we know that the world is evolving? And then when we look at science and quantum physics and understanding of the galaxy, the universe is expanding.
Yeah.
Like, it's measured that the universe is expanding, and you can see in your own life from generation to generation and in our own personal journeys that there is an evolving always happening, and you cannot deny it. And, some people try and destroy it, but you actually kind of can't. It just is a force of nature.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So if we base ourselves on that concept, it means that we are here for some purpose. We all have a purpose in life, and it doesn't mean that our purpose is to become millionaire or to have lots of numbers in our bank account. This is a preconceived, I don't know, it's a very shallow way of seeing things. You can be a mother and give birth to 2 kids and never work, but this could be your dharma, and this could be the highest grade of expression of nature, that, because we talk about success, a lot, like everybody, when we go to school, we know the first thing that we get trained to do is to find our career.
Yeah. The doing thing.
You have to find your career.
And it's got to be a way to make money.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't make money, you're a loser, basically, and so, once you allow yourself to be in line with nature, you allow yourself to really understand what is your purpose in life. Why what do you need to do here? Why are we here for? We're not just here to run after, again, cash, We're here to, evolve, to learn. And the way in which we're going to learn that is through a journey. And we want to learn from, from the best. When you do a course, you want to learn from the best teacher. If you choose the worst teacher, it's going to take you a long time to understand, to get that thing that you're trying to learn. So in order for you to choose the best teacher, you've got to be quite in tuned with how you make decision. It's like you see the teacher and you're like, okay, yeah, I think this guy has a really good CV. I'm gonna go with that person because I know he's gonna give me the best teaching. What I'm trying to say is that it's an analogy of life. When you move in life, there are teachers everywhere. That's why we say Jai Gurudev in our tradition, because everything around us is a teacher. The light that is just sitting on this beautiful piece of nature, like that leaf, is a gift
Yeah.
We can say Jai Gurudev to that. It's an offering of nature in how beautiful life is,
Yeah.
and we can look at that and go, wow, Jai Gurudev,
Jai Gurudev.
it's beautiful. But, when you walk around in the world, there is offering all the time. And it's in the level in which you are connected with the laws of nature that's going to allow you to, navigate, thank you, in your environment and lead you to the best teachers, to the best learning to the best decision taking, all of that in the fastest way, so that you can just fully experience yourself, empower yourself.
Experience yourself and therefore express your true self. And that is very liberating.
Like you, for example, what drove you to become a midwife or like a doula?
A doula and a birth educator.
There was a journey.
Suffering. I'm just going to say like suffering and awakening. Like there was such a teacher in labor. Like there was so many, and that's when I'm going to finish writing my book this weekend for my editor. When you go is, I'm writing about the gifts, which is the teachings, which is the wisdom, which is profound. And of course, along with that was suffering, but also a lot of bliss as well.
And now for a quick break. Contrary to popular culture, She Births believes that childbirth can be the best day of your life. It is designed perfectly to be empowering, enriching, and bonding. An awesome rite of passage. Our childbirth education programs have helped thousands of families around the world since 2008, allowing families to not only feel empowered through education, but also connect with their innate birthing wisdom to create the best birth possible and begin their parenting journey with confidence. She Birth's unique methodology was scrutinised in university trials and has been published in the British Medical Journal for improving birth outcomes for both mother and child. I'd like to invite you to begin preparing for birth today. Just go to shebirths.com to discover our 2-day weekend face-to-face courses or access the online courses from anywhere around the world. That's shebirths.com. Create your beautiful birth with the world's only scientifically verified antenatal classes.
And that's another question that I had. Does everybody come to meditation because they have some degree of suffering, like they can't sleep or they feel anxious? Does there always have to be that, or can there sometimes be, hey, I just want to meditate and experience more bliss? Or there's got to be a bit of impetus, hasn't there, right?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've observed, it's kind of 50-50. Maybe there's a bit more people who comes because they have maybe a condition, like a subtle condition.
Yeah.
Like they just came out of a breakup.
Yeah.
Or, maybe they lost their dog.
Yeah.
I taught a beautiful person who's going to give birth.
Yeah.
And, they're like, okay, I want to give my baby the best experience.
Yeah.
Or just someone who's just like interested, who wants to,
that's me,
who understands, that there is something deeper than just this relative world, this physical world.
Yeah.
And they've already had Leo experiences through, practices like yoga. Maybe they had a Leo class and they closed their eyes and they had an experience.
Yes.
But they want, in my case, they want something deeper.
Yeah.
And that's what we offer in Vedic meditation. It's only meditation, because we are specialized in that.
And I wanted to say 2 more things about like this transcendence and bliss for the people that are listening that have like given birth. The spaces between the contractions, because often contractions are friggin' hurting and a bit sore and ouchy, and sometimes we call that pain and pressure and intensity and hard work. But in between, if we feel really safe, if we're held, and there's no fear in the room or from people around us projecting onto us, we can often really fall into the same chemistry, I think, of meditation, where the frontal lobe is just kind of flooded with endorphins.
Yeah.
And endorphins are the hormones of transcendence. And this is where we get the poetry from childbirth, describing, women leaving their bodies and traveling, journeying up into the stars to collect the soul of their child, to bring it back through and down.
That's amazing.
Right before the next big motherfucker roar of a contraction comes through the body, there's this beautiful bliss that can exist. And so, the touching on it and like, okay, I want a bit of that juice in my day.
Yeah.
Top and tailing, I think
It's beautiful, and it shows, the power of the feminine.
Yeah. And just surrender and being.
That's why so many women are attracted to meditation.
Yeah.
Because I think in order for you to give birth, you need to have this quality within yourself.
Yeah.
And women are born with this quality more than men.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that men can't meditate, but that's why there's so many spiritual women.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they have this within themselves.
Yeah.
This sensitivity, this deep understanding,
Yeah.
And the way you describe birth, I think is really beautiful, I think, and I think maybe that's why as well, like a lot of women choose to do home birthing or what we call natural birth, without chemicals and things like that. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but like to give birth naturally, without chemicals, that's what gives you the real experience of birth.
Yeah, these transcendent
profound,
highs. Yeah, absolutely. And, we're all just doing the best we can.
Yeah.
We do. The other thing I wanted to just mention, the Jai Gurudev that you talked about, you can hear that in one of the Beatles songs. Jai Gurudeva, nothing's gonna change my world. That one, that beautiful song.
Yeah.
Can you just explain what that means?
So Jai, it means glory, Guru, darkness remover, Deva, the shining one. So basically, when we say Jai Gurudev, it's not that we are part of a cult. It means that we honor and we understand. That's also that, because it's important to understand and honor. We honor our teachers, Jai Glory, Guru Darkness Remover. We understand that every experience is removing darkness, whatever it is. And Deva, the Shining One, is like, it comes from a place of purity, of light. There's something that is important in life is to honor, to acknowledge. When you teach meditation, when I teach meditation, I honor my teacher, Thom Knoles, but we honor also Thom's teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, and we honor Maharishi Mahesh Yogi teacher, which is Gurudev Swami Brahmananda Sarasvati. And then after Swami Brahmananda Sarasvati, there's the whole lineage of tradition. That's why we have always their pictures when we teach, and the lineage behind us. I think honoring people is very important. The sense of devotion, is what is important. In life. Personally, I think it's very important to stop trying to, credit ourselves all the time. It's like,
I did it. It was all me.
It's only me. At the end of the day, we're channeling a source of knowledge that is coming from our ancestors or from our teachers.
Yeah.
But it's also can be people, but it can be also nature and all of that. We are just an expression of the unboundedness. And that's what it is, and it's important to honor that because this is what's backing us up, It's powerful.
It's a lineage.
And we want to just honor it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it reminds us to stay humble. And I also love that sort of Jai Guru Dev as a teacher, because I say it at the end of all my yoga classes. Even if people don't understand, I'm saying thank you to them for being my teacher. Like, I wouldn't exist as a teacher without my students. I exist because of them. And it's an exchange. It's a dynamic, and it's divine, because I'm ascending through the journey and they're ascending. We're all ascending together.
Yeah.
We just happen to be on the same little village on that part of the mountain, climbing up together, at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
And it's the same with me, like I thank all my students, because without them, I'm not a teacher.
Yeah.
And they teach you nearly as much as you teach them.
Absolutely.
That's how you learn as well.
It's how we all evolve together. So the difference between karma and dharma, because I've heard Thom say, and sometimes I manage to squeeze it into a She Births course, our job as parents is to help our children find their dharma and clear their karma. And we just had Leroy's 21st, and I mentioned that in, his speech when I was in between crying. So,
Well, he did a beautiful podcast on that recently. And basically, I invite you to listen to it. But in a nutshell, I think the biggest responsibility as parent is to be as evolved as quick as possible. The more evolved you are, and it doesn't mean the richest you are, but the more evolved you are, the more you are capable of guiding your child. Because I heard something the other day, I can't remember where it was, but I thought, I don't know, I'm not a parent yet, but...
Well, you actually are. You are.
Well...
You are. Like, I think that's really important I always talk about that, because you are a parent already. You're already making decisions for your child, right?
It's true.
And you're already talking to your child.
Yeah.
You just haven't held them in your arms
yet.
yet.
Exactly. It's true.
Yeah. It's a process.
I feel definitely that since my partner has been, officially, pregnant, there's definitely been a beautiful shift within myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm already feeling held as well by that baby.
Beautiful.
Not only...
So
I don't only just feel the responsibility of holding the kid, but I know that the kid is holding me in some ways.
I love that.
There's something very beautiful about that.
Oh, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
It's very moving.
But I think, so what I wanted to say is that, kids, they don't really listen to parents. And I say that because when Thom had a retreat recently in Gerringong, and he wanted to he wanted an acknowledgement of country from elders, Aboriginal elders. So before we did the retreat, he insisted that we should do that. So we did, and there's those beautiful elders that came, Auntie Gwen and her partner, and they gave us a whole explanation of their culture and how they work. And from what they were saying is that parents don't really raise kids, because they understand that kids never listen to their parents, but they listen more to their uncles or to their aunties or cousins or friends and things like that. So kids don't really listen to you, but they mimic you. Yeah. And the more, like, let's say, you can say to a child, stop screaming, and you start your car and your car doesn't start, and you start going, what? And you start going, like, using Leo, you swear. The kid is at the back. He's listening to everything.
Totally, with mirror neurons.
He's getting a lesson here. It's like, oh, when something is wrong, I've got to scream. Yeah. So you've taught them a lesson. Whereas, oh, it's not starting. It's okay. Let's find a solution. Yeah, okay. They're just learning in this way. And also I've got the privilege, and I still have the privilege to, be surrounded by the Raju family. And the way they teach their kids is not like sitting them on the table and having lessons to them. It's by doing things. They're cooking. They're like, oh yeah, we do it like that. They go
together.
out, and the kids, they observe their parents. And they go, okay, that's how we've got to do things. That's how we've got to behave.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was the question exactly.
Well,
but,
I think it's like you're basically saying, remember that it's not what we say, it's who we're being.
Yeah.
That child is observing. They do have mirror neurons in their brains, as receptacles, pure plasticity for the first 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're absorbing behaviors, perspectives, beliefs, paradigms, attitudes. It's all being absorbed. And but
if you're sad, you're gonna just project this sadness to your kid.
Yeah.
And I think our responsibility, and it's actually irresponsible to be unhappy if you're raising a kid. You have it's there's an emergency to to get your shit together, excuse me for the terms, but like to figure out a way to experience happiness first of all, because you want to have the best imprint on your child. Of course there's gonna be mistakes, and it's part of the whole
and of course
journey.
you're gonna have shitty days too, right? And unhappy moments, but if
of course and again we've got to put things in perspective. Like I said, everything is perfect. Let's not put ourselves pressure, and I don't want to speak like that when I speak, but I think if your intention is to make the smoothest journey for your child on your level, because your child will have his journey too, but it's to give them the tools of like bliss, what is bliss. That's why I think it's important to meditate, because you experience the bliss chemical when you're pregnant. You give that to your baby when you are carrying. And when you're in the room and the child sees you meditating and feels like you're quite relaxed, he's like, there's maybe something here, but maybe they won't learn,
Well, we all know that you taught Leroy to meditate.
Exactly.
And then he did it for a while and he loved it, and he's like, oh, it makes me too tired, But now he's sort of coming back to it.
That's his journey.
It is his journey with it, and I'm really glad that I still gave him that technology that he can always come back to. And with you as his teacher, which is the same for everyone who learns to meditate in the Vedic tribe, is really, you can always return to your teacher. You can always check your technique, always check your mantra, which has been specifically given to you for your constitution and according to, the science
to your state
behind
of consciousness,
it. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And then the Dharma, I suppose, is very much about helping your child find where they shine, which they can really only do, I suppose, if you're finding where you shine. And
I guess, once you're in your Dharma, basically you're content. There's a level of contentment, you're not seeking anything. You're like, I'm at the right place. I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. There's no frustration.
Yeah.
And again, you can be a cleaner.
Yeah.
And be in your Dharma.
Yeah.
And be fully content. Dharma doesn't mean you've got to be hyper successful.
No, or in a particular of service position, helping.
You can be a mother.
Refugees on the other side of the world.
And be in your Dharma. You can be, anything and be in the Dharma, as long as you feel content. Technically, if you are in a state of like, full contentment, everything can be your Dharma in some ways.
Yeah.
But I think because there needs to be a level of, evolution and helping others in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in order for you to fully serve people, you've got to serve yourself first of all. You've got to be fully serving yourself. You're like, I'm pouring love in myself, and then you can pour love into others.
Yeah.
By, cutting hair.
Yeah, anything. It's the way we're doing it. It's who we're being.
Giving massage.
That connection. Yeah, that connection, absolutely. And people can learn Vedic meditation. We'll put the links to your site.
Yes.
You teach along the east coast of Australia. You're in Byron and Sydney. So people can always reach out.
I also teach, I'm heading to France a little bit. But most of the time I'm in Byron Bay. We established in Byron Bay, me and my partner and I. So, if you want to learn in Byron Bay, come and experience the beauty of that land.
It's so magical up here, and we feel held, I suppose, up here. It's like being in the big giant womb.
Yeah,
big volcanic crater, and in the bay of the ocean. It's so lush. It's such the divine feminine expression here. So people can come up and they can learn to meditate, and they can do a She Births course at the same time.
And by the way, we are doing the She Birth course with my partner. We're super excited to hear your wisdom and your years of experience. I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully next time when we give birth, I can have more to talk about. I'm
we'll
really
talk about that.
Looking forward to experience what you just described. That's like tuning into my partner, like you said, like taking that baby and pushing it out. I don't know.
She's gonna be squeezing the shit out of your hands.
Yeah. I mean, I look at her,
screaming in your ear at some point.
I'm like, I'm so in awe of her. I'm like, she's so courageous. I mean, for me, it's easy, I'm like, I'm just gonna have to be there, cook, or support her. My body's not changing, it's like it's simple for a man, to give birth. So I hope you'll train me to be as supportive as possible, because that's what
my job.
Yeah,
that's my job.
And I think the men have a role, in birthing, and I think it's important. I really support your job, like to get guys involved, because we need to be involved.
I think you need to know how you can be involved.
Yeah.
And be a participant in the transformation, because as she is transformed, you are also transformed. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of exciting science around that, the maternal brain and the paternal brain, and how that changes through childbirth and through parenting. It's profound. The veil is lifting.
Yeah.
A soul is coming through, and we cannot deny the awesome sacredness of it. And it touches us if we've got the right environment around us, and it'll touch us even deeper if we are open to that.
Yeah.
And it will profoundly change us. And, what I'm discovering in writing my book is that within a minute, I really received so many gifts the moment Leroy's head came out of my body.
Yeah.
In 1 minute, it's like a lifetime of profound gifts were received. And I also talk in She Births, if I get the time, there's so much content we fit into 2 days, is in conscious parenting about, we are our child's teacher, their guru. The mother is first guru. Obviously, she carries the child in her body. There's more imprinting going on from mother to child. But the child arrives and they are our guru. And I think that brings us back to that feeling you're held, your purpose is being fulfilled, your dharma, your contentment is being found through the child as well. And they will be our teacher in much more profound ways than our minds can even contemplate now. We get to experience the world through their eyes, through looking at a butterfly for 20 minutes, walking to the mailbox for 2 hours.
They're guiding us for a higher stage of consciousness, because observing is is a powerful practice.
Yeah.
We forget to look.
Yes.
We forget to look around us.
Yes, that's right.
We look at our watch a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
But there's also such a beautiful, composition around us that we forget,
That's right. And birth is doing that too. We always say, look at the woman, not at the clock.
Well, you've got to be present, right?
That's it.
Like, you can't just think of, the tax you've got to pay while you give birth. Like, there's no option. It's just like, let's be there right
Called
now.
Into the presence. Yeah. Into presence, into our bodies, into our souls, and into the beauty of the world. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful journey, and I'm really looking forward to experience it.
Yes. A lot of people will ask, actually, who are meditators, and obviously a lot of meditators do she births, can I meditate during labor? And I'm like, well, not really. You can meditate before, and then as soon as those surges begin, you won't be able to really hold on to a mantra. I've had yogic couples who've tried to, when their baby was born, tried to really wanting to whisper the Gayatri mantra. And I'm like, that's really cute, but you probably won't be able to remember it because your brain's just been through a massive meltdown. And it's true, they can't. They can't even remember anything. Some women literally make an om sound or a yam or lam sound, the sound of the base chakra and the sacral chakra as they're birthing. But, we can't. We got to let go completely of the mind.
In the practice that we have, there's no, from what I know of, there's no mantra for giving birth.
No.
But there is a mantra once you have given birth. It's the mantra that you give to your child.
Oh, my goodness. Can you talk about that? Because I've seen babies receive that mantra. My goddaughter, when she was born.
Lila?
Yeah, when Lila was born, one of my godchildren, I watched her dad whisper that into her ear, and her eyes closed, and her I could see her eyeballs kind of flicker up towards the third eye, and she really transcended. It was quite profound.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It was pretty awesome to watch it.
Yeah. So if you do learn Vedic meditation, I will give it to you I will give it to you.
So does the partner then whisper that into the child's ear after birth?
So you've got 1 hour, apparently, after you give birth to give the mantra to your baby. The quickest you give it, the better. But you've got a bit kind of 1 hour. And there's a way to do it. It's really simple. But there's really a way, and your teacher can teach you very simply.
Oh my God,
for
so
free.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. But as far as I know, I think it's important to feel the experience of birth.
Yeah.
Why would you do something else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you were asking someone to eat and brush their teeth at the same time,
Totally. Yeah. Well, the problem is with birth, there is so much cultural fear, so much generational trauma, so much stress in our daily lives, and all of this can come into play.
Yeah.
And then that intersection of the fears that we carry as individuals, that our partners also carry, then intersects or becomes a confluence of systemic fears where, 97% of people are giving birth in hospitals, and a lot of those hospitals can be very fear and trauma-based because a lot of the people in there have not had experience with a lot of physiological births, and they've had traumas that they haven't been able to let go of, and often this comes into the space as well. So all of this kind of comes together and is creating the continuing rise of interventions at the moment. That's my short answer on
but
why
also
wouldn't you want to? Well, sometimes we want to, but shit gets in the way.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We just do our best.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the She Birth Show. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev.
I'm Nadine Richardson, and you've been listening to the She Births Show. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share with a friend, and leave us a review. We'd love to know what you would like to hear more of. You can find me and my team of amazing doulas and educators at shebirths.com and our awesome community on Instagram and Facebook. Within any good app store, you can download our free pregnancy guide via She Births, 2 separate words and plural, as well as access a range of online courses. Remember, when it comes to having a better birth, an easier transition into parenthood, your education is your empowerment. Don't forget to check out the catalogue of previous podcasts, and thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show.